Hello. I'm gonna try to make it actually capture the game audio. Hello. Oh wow, I actually got the volume right. Like right on the money. Deus Ex. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're getting fucked up on Soylent. Deus Ex. I had a little informational pulled up. Had a little parenthetical pulled up. Just like a real quick refresher. Alright. Because there's like a you can cheese a little bit in the character creation. But yeah. I put together a slideshow, as you can see. Well, it has a lot of the same images, but I just had a fucking monster burp. Oh. God damn. Oh my god, JC, a bong. A bong. I haven't modded this game other than like a couple of improvements, like graphics and stuff, since the last time I played it. Was this the first game I streamed? I feel like it was something else. I feel like I tried streaming something. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like streaming that. This might have been the first game I streamed. Like in the most recent. Not this season, but like the first. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. My first stream was me talking about mac and cheese for 3 hours and 30 minutes. It wasn't a game though. Something else entirely. Oh, does it not like if I alt tab? No, it's fine. You're ready to get augmented? Let's get caught back up.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over to the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience, and their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Not better than kings. Gods.
Space! It's I should really go for windowed mode, huh?
I spill my drink.
Yeah. It's a little bit... Yeah, we want hardware 3D support. That sounds cool, right? Sounds good for us. It says I need to restart the game for that, though, so, un momento. Not that. Go away. Thank you. Start that puppy back up. I see that it's one of those games you can go in and change the files around to be whatever you want. And that's neat. Yeah, the sounds are kind of moving around. It's crazy.
I spill my drink.
New game. Let's go hard. What does hard do in this game? Is it dumb? I'm gonna go for hard. Hard gets you hard. Thanks. Gonna downgrade pistol because it gets upgraded. And I had a guide pulled up for like just character creation. You know, fuck it, man. I know what to do. Let's go hard with the fucking pistol. Electronics. Computers. And lockpicking. All these other JC Dentons. I'll be classic. Classic
Your
Denton.
appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've
Yeah, we already saw
discussed
this.
the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
No. How dare you ask that?
My orders are to stay here.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Rat.
Welcome aboard, Agent. Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod.
Stuart
I don't mind a
Little's in the
test,
back.
But ᴑᴜᴜ better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll
Stick
steady
with
your
the
opponents
prod?
and knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
Crossbow.
The crossbow. Sometimes you've got to make a silent takedown. Good thinking. With these tranquilizer darts, you'll have another non-lethal way to take down an enemy in addition to the prod. I get the idea. What's the first move? I'm going to give you a map of the island. If you can get to the North Dock, a 괂ᴜⴇ informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue. But don't forget about Agent Herman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
Rattle. Smooth move. Oh, what? Oh, I need to get the crowbar. The FOV is killing me. Hold on. Oh, I can't change it here exactly. Okay. I think I can do it like this. Yes. Yes, I can. Rendering. E. How are they going to give me the ability to turn that off, but not to set? Please.
What's your take on the situation, Corporal?
The bots have them bottled up, sir.
I wasn't trying to
You'd go
talk to
right in
this
if
guy.
it weren't for the whole back order.
How'd they get one of our agents?
Gunter went rogue on us. When the order came, he wouldn't pull back.
Gunter
We
went
had to bail him
rogue.
out.
Gunter, no. Little guy. Yeah, fuck it. Crowbar. My knocks. My lockpick.
They
So
come
I-
this way, I got them, sir.
I could just like kill this guy, right? Could I? I wonder. What do we get? Bioelectric cell and multi-tool. Sweet, sweet.
Well, I certainly see the family resemblance.
I should try killing this guy, I think.
Those are rebels.
Dude, I just killed Corporal Collins. Oh, sweet. Ammo and a knife. What happens in this game if you just kill everyone? You see. Hey, man, I just killed Corporal Collins. With a crowbar.
You just gonna stay here? There's been some activity at sea. I'm going to watch the coast. Why'd they bring you back to New York? I don't know what they have planned. I messed up an assassination attempt on one of the Triad leaders in Hong Kong. ฮ่ pulled you out. It's a long story. You better head to the statue.
Can I just kill my brother? Kinda looks like Postal? Yeah. What if I present the body of the corporal to my brother and be like, look. Holy shit! Yeah, he doesn't like that. How do I be like, okay, yes, load my, okay. What's that button? Kind of looks like Postal, yeah. I've played Postal.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Postal 2 at least. Whoop it!
You out of your mind?
Yeah, I am.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. Go informant on the North Dock and get you inside the statue. Look for a bomb. Identify yourself with
How am I
the
doing
phrase,
this?
iron and copper.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
So I gotta do this to you.
Jesus Christ, JC.
Jesus Christ, JC. I'm just warming up, you know?
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Might be snacks here. You never know. There might be rats here. I'm sorry, I gotta try something. I gotta tranquilize him.
Jesus Christ, JC.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bomb. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
Oh shit. No. Come on. Damn it. Why am I trying to kill my fucking brother in this game? Why do I want to do this? I want to see how the game's gonna react to this. Okay, I'm gonna go Postal. I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Rifle's pretty cool, honestly.
Your appointment to FEMA?
FEMA. You save this one as easy, because it's on easy mode.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation.
Oh, we already have all of our stuff, since it's easy.
Paul. Yes.
Look like.
Give me the rifle.
No, give me the gup gun.
The gap, great.
Give me the gup. Give me the gup. Give me the gup gun. Damn it. There we go. Okay, equip and took it like a champ. Took it like a champ. He just doesn't care. He just does not care.
Are you out of your mind?
Come on, bro. I'm just having some fun. You know, you're my brother. We're brothers. Come on.
JC, your orders are to shoot on sight. Can get you inside the statue.
Good God.
Look for a
Okay.
bomb. Identify yourself with the phrase iron and copper.
Let's start a game at normal difficulty. Or medium. Low tech is pretty funny, just punching everybody. I'm thinking. Let's do low tech. Sneak up on people. Yeah.
Your appointment to FEMA?
My appointment to FEMA. Alright, no fooling.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Thank you, situation monitor. Man. Come talk to me, man.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC.
This game is weird.
I might as well start using your code name. Think I've missed my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but yknow better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious.
Yeah. Give me... Give me the gup gun. Nah.
The cross. Good thing.
Yeah.
I get
crossbow.
I'll see how it looks on your pro.
Yeah, we heard all this. Alright. Target the leader. Hold on. Okay. Wait, I still have the gup gun? Does it just carry over your inventory from whenever you start a new game? Weird. It has my favorite type of sprint, which is
NSF everywhere,
all caps.
JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight.
Hold down shift to toggle it.
Can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase iron and copper.
Okay, Alex Jacobson. NatCo personnel only. Okay, what do we got? We got the tranquilizers.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Take him out.
Well, this isn't going according to plan. Ah! Owie! Ow! Oh, you son of a bitch. Man, these darts suck.
Now this is what I signed on for.
I don't know, I wouldn't be satisfied with a kill like that. I want to shoot a man in the head with a revolver. Oh, we're dead. You know what they say, new game. Actually, we don't have to do that one. Let's see. Computer, electronics, lockpicking. Rifle. No, low tech. Yeah.
Your appointment to FEMA should be final.
We're going to FEMA. We're gonna go help everybody out. I don't see what the big hubbub is. I don't know why everyone's so scared.
To meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong.
Hi,
Welcome to the
did you like this
Ꞷ𝐴.
garbage I found?
I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but ᴑɪʚᴏ better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious.
Yeah. Stick with the prod.
The
Give me the crossbow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A ᴑɪʚᴏ informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum.
Yeah,
Identify
drink some
yourself with the
40s.
phrase, iron and copper.
Hell yes. 40 activated, dude. I'm drunk as fuck. I can't tell what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna save.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Word, man, word. I didn't mean to do that. Anybody hear that? Nobody heard that. Cool. Yeah, why is it not letting me switch to my crossbow? Hey. What the hell's going on? Hey, give me my crossbow. What the hell? What's going on? This game's having some weird memory glitches. Guess I gotta go tase this guy. Why? Why? Unconscious terrorist number 1. I kind of need my my inventory though, so I am gonna have to restart the game, I think. Alt F4. Alt F4. It doesn't let me alt F4. Need to clear its memory. Eighteenth times the charm.
Your appointment to
FEMA. Your appointment to Feet. Feet.com.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Oh, comes night swimming with me, Paul. Drowning Paul. Paul, come talk to me. Please. Oh, Paul. Paul, please. Oh. Oh, talk to me, Paul.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Oh. Brother.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day?
Think I'd skip my brother's dialogue?
I like to pick him off from a distance. This isn't a training exercise, JC. I get the idea. I'm going to give you a map of the island. I'll see how it looks on you.
Yeah. We'll be fine. I want the mini crossbow, actually. You know what? Guess what? We're restarting it again. Deus Ex 2 sex. Yeah, that'll be good.
Your appointment to
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Paul, I thought you...
Gave him a little
distance.
Fuck!
This isn't it.
I didn't... Talk to Paul.
You're just gonna stay. Why they... It's...
Son of a bitch. You know, the game lets you click really fast, you know? It's incredible how fast they let you click these days.
your appointment to
Feet.
Heads up,
The Feet
JC.
Convention.
Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island.
Your
and shots
appointment to
have been
being
fired.
foot
I repeat,
security at the
find
Foot
Paul.
Convention
I will monitor your situation
has been
from
cancelled.
HQ.
There's been a terrorist attack. You gotta go catch him.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the... Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF... What are we waiting? The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation.
All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but yknow better issue some hardware.
Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an...
Okay.
The crossbow.
Good thinking. With these tranquilizer darts, you'll have another non-lethal way to take down an enemy.
He really doesn't want me to kill people. He'll be super Why does that guy keep walking around in a
What's your
circle?
take on the situation, Corporal?
The bots have them bottled
He
up,
keeps
sir.
fondling
We'd go
their
right in if it
balls.
weren't for the whole back order.
How'd they get one of our agents?
Gunter went rogue on us. When the
Gunter.
order came, he wouldn't pull back. Now you get to bail him out.
Oh, Gunter, my gay lover. JC Denton's gay lover. Yeah, we could use that multi-tool. Hold on. One last time. We don't need that mine, though. Unless it's, like, something else. What is that? What kind of mine is that? Bioelectric cell. It's not a mine. It just looks like one. Like a blue mine.
If they come this way, I got them, sir.
Thank you.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A yknow informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
Bolo for bum. I guess I can't save during a transmission. Zappy zappy. Hello? Okay.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course.
Candy bar.
Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
I may be stupid. I may be stupid. Pepper spray. He's going back this way. Dude, go down. He's like, Jerry's vibrating! Jerry's vibrating! My coworker was vibrating one day. It turns out it was a yknow agent.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Why can't I put it away? I need to put it away. Jerry was vibrating yesterday. My coworker was having trouble. Yeah, I remembered I have a save button. So it's pointing that way. That's gonna be... That's kind of like... I always thought the Statue of Liberty was like facing kind of towards Europe. It seems to be facing kind of towards New York. Are these bombs? I don't think these are bombs, dude.
When are we gonna see some action?
He's a thug, dude. It said so on his label. Yeah. JC didn't labels people. Damn it. Can't get through here. Oh, this game's really dark on the stream. Let's bump that up. Much better. A rat. Oh. A man. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, we zapped him. Bloop.
Good thinking. You might be able to avoid some of the security by entering this way.
True. When I grew up, this is how I want to have to get into my house. Oh, tricky, tricky. Whoa. Too easy. Nice. Very good. Medicine that I don't need because I'm so good. Where are they at? Remember getting up here and blowing up. That's what I remember. It's like blowing up. And that's what happens. They got a fart grenade, stink gas, right in my face. So if we just go around. Ooh. There's another one right there. And some more right there. Can you, like, throw a can of soda to distract them? Like you can in Hitman? No, you just drink it, goddammit. Oh, hey, yeah, now I'm drunk.
Did they find the shipment?
Yeah, we got the whole supply. You can see the ship's lights crossing the bay.
Guess y'all were right. So why aren't we pulling out?
Mike's on the horn. Jojo wants a lead on the distribution network.
Yeah, we don't have enough men to protect what we've got.
That's what Jojo wants.
I wonder, how does a guy with a tattooed forehead get to be an NSF colonel? Pardon me, but back in Alabama, we wouldn't let a man who wears earrings plan a military operation.
I'd watch what I say about Jojo. He's got a temper.
He's a punk and he's gonna get us all killed.
The NSF is strong because it represents everyone's interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I saw someone. Guy in a coat.
You see shit.
Keep looking. Something funny about that guy.
I'm hit!
Hey, buddy, shut up.
Let's get the hell out of here.
I am coming for that ass.
Hermes. So if I just aim it just right. I didn't do anything.
I heard something. They found us. That's him. He's a cop.
Damn it. I think there's a cleaner way. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. Sorry. No Jojo. I could just like tranquilize them. And run. When this game first come out, I think like 2000 or 2001. Right before 9/11. And the big plot is a terrorist attack on New York City. Let's see. Closed circuit resurrectio. Once again, the bots all have cool names. Owie.
Good. You're nearing the command center. Agent Herman remains in captivity on the ground floor, but we can probably get him out. Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Some news, JC. The NSF targeted a shipment of the plague vaccine Ambrosia. We can't locate it. See if the leader will surrender when you reach the command post. We'd like to interrogate him.
Okay. PS1 era? Yeah, I guess.
Let's get out of... Uh-oh.
Guess that works. Cigarettes. Soda. 40 ounce. Now they can wake up together and feel weird.
Easy. We want you to take this one alive and conscious. Find out what you can about the shipment, then turn him over to one of the troopers.
Don't shoot. I surrender.
So you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's Ambrosia shipment?
You're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Except send you back to the people in a body bag.
Except send you back to the people in a body bag.
I am the people.
Ow, ow, ow. He got one final shot in. Yeah, I've heard of that one. I've only ever played this one.
Let's get out of here. I'm sticking something. Uh-oh.
Oops.
Pig.
Oops. Oops.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Easy. We want you to take this one alive and conscious. Find out what you can about the shipment, then turn him over to one of the troopers.
Don't shoot.
So you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's Ambrosia shipment?
You're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Tell me about the shipment and I'll order Order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of as a corpse.
Tell me about the shipment, and I'll order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of a corpse.
Ask away. We already won this round.
Where are you taking it?
We're just giving ordinary people the same chance to survive as the bureaucrats in Washington.
You'll have to unload in New York because the choppers would spot you at sea.
I think the government made the plague on purpose to get rid of the population growth.
Okay.
Well done. I will pass on your orders to the troopers. Report back to base on the west side of the island. Mission complete.
Just answer the question.
Don't believe me? It's all in the numbers. For 100 years, there's been a conspiracy of plutocrats against ordinary people.
Do you have a single fact to back that up?
Number one, in 1945, corporations paid 50% of federal taxes. Now they pay about 5%. Number two, in 1900, 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's about 2%.
So?
It's called consolidation. Strengthen governments and corporations, weaken individuals. With taxes, this can be done imperceptibly over time.
I guarantee you that the interrogation staff at ᴜᴜⴇ will not be as forbearing as I am.
Yeah, the secret police. You're just bullies for a completely illegitimate government in Washington.
We will locate that shipment one way or another.
The entire executive branch is handpicked. 19 of the last 23 U.S. presidents have been members of the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is financed by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Don't tell me.
That's a think tank. Anyone can become a member.
But not everyone does. That's why they call it the secret government. You can't fight ideas with bullets.
Something to think about, chat. Something to think
Chief
about.
finally let us loose. We were right behind you and cut through them like a hot knife through butter.
Oh, so it was all for naught. Okay.
I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Good work, Agent.
We did good. This is good things we're doing. This is good things we're doing. We're good. We're the good guys. Cigarettes for the good guys. Candy bars for the good guys. I didn't kill these guys, did I? Only knocked them out, right? Where'd they go? I already cleaned them up. Ow. I guess you can get into there from in here? Guess so. Oh, he's dead. I didn't kill him. Wasn't me. He dead. I didn't kill him. Wasn't me. Oh, they want me over there? Ow. Ow. Hey, you guys want me down there? I'm coming, boss. One sec. Nice.
They sent us in to pick up, sent us in to pick up, sent us in to pick up,
Oh.
sent us in to pick up, sent us in to pick up, sent us in to pick up, sent us in to pick
They
up. sent
did?
us-
They did? Uh-huh. Okay. Want to say that again?
Don't worry about the bodies. We'll handle the cleanup. Someone should have put a slug in the commander's head.
Hey.
Why does it keep doing this?
Hey.
It doesn't like this area very much. Okay, I'll open it. 2 crowbars. Data cube. Brother, I've set up the turrets and cameras in the statue ruins. A hasty defense, but since we won't be here long, it should work. Okay, yeah. Smash the state. That's a good password. But we're good, right? Oh shit.
Gunther slipped out on his own. Report back to base.
Frickin' Gunther. I feel like I could have redone the. I feel like I could replay this mission in such a way that you save finding the commander for last, and you go in here and you like find Gunther maybe. Because this game has a lot of stuff like that, but I really need to pee. So I'll be right back. Where's my slideshow? Where's my chippy? Oh, here's my chippy. Okay, I'll be right back. Almost back. Smoking that weed. God, that San Andreas mod looks crazy. It looks terrifying. The San Andreas JC. Go back. Go back, I say. Yeah, this one. That's weird. Yeah, I wanna frick around with this level like one more time. And I guess I have to restart the game since it's being freaky. Yeah, a little bit of the green stuff. Or I guess I could reload the save from like, or, oop. I want to try it from like right here. Like right here.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Remember that headshot is a lethal takedown. He thinks he's so cool. So if you do successfully sneak up behind them and zap them. Sorry, I had to... Oh. Oh. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, oi, oi. Hey, is this where I'm supposed to go to end the mission? Yeah. Hey, what's up, y'all? Oh, it's loud as hell over here. Look at the helicopter taking off, y'all. Hey, yo. Yeah, okay. Can't go in there yet. That makes sense. What's over here?
Freight base is under lockdown till the danger's gone, Agent Denton.
Right. How you guys holding up?
ᴜᴜ Command made us pull back. I guess for Gunther's sake. What's the deal? We're ready to go in.
What's the deal? We're taking a minimum force approach. We're cops after all.
We're taking a minimum force approach. We're cops after all.
Ask me. I think we should frag them all. You trespass on UNATCO property, you get pumped full of lead.
When due process fails us, we really do live in a world of terror.
Thought you nanowogs were supposed to be badass killing machines. Guess I was wrong.
Guess so.
Some advice. You get out there, you're gonna have to tangle with some real sons of bitches. Best thing is to pick them off from 50 or 100 paces with a scope. I scored an extra one from a couple of thugs we dropped down by the dock. You can have it for 700 credits. I also picked up some 10mm ammo and some crossbow darts.
Oh,
Say
shit.
200 for one and 60 for the other.
Shouldn't you turn that stuff over to the quartermaster?
Sure, I will. As long as Command has the rest of us on parade drill, someone might as well put this hardware to use.
Here's 60 for the drinks.
Tranquilizer darts.
So much for that minimum force approach.
Hey, yo, we gotta get some more money and hit this guy up.
Better have the right equipment. You'll be sorry.
200 for 10mm ammo. Sounds good.
So much for that minimum force approach.
You're gonna say that every time, aren't you? Why is this building, like, have an annoying beat? Maybe that's why they want to blow it up. Or the stuff around it, at least. What's up, man? What's your deal?
Welcome aboard, Agent.
Hi. He's friendly, he's nice. Not everyone's a big jerk. Ayo. EMP grenade. A switch?
Everything was clear an hour ago. Then, boom.
Okay, so it wasn't 1111.
My orders are to hang back.
Lockback. I hear a ring modulated voice over there.
If I catch sight of the NSF commander at the top of the statue, I'm gonna take a shot. Screw Randall.
I need my multi-tool. Hello, gang? Okay. Beat boss. More tranquilizer darts. Ooh, a computer terminal. Icebreaker ready. Let's hack it. NATCO interior. Oh shit. Camera off. Camera off. Camera off. Data cube. Attention night shift. Van camera system login. Same as old login. Satcom. New password. UNATCO_001. P.S. We will beat you at darts on Saturday. Suck us. Oh shit, chips? Medkit. I thought that was chips.
The thugs must be desperate to attack us here.
Better have the right equipment, or you'll be...
I don't have the 700 for the scope.
Guess you'll have to go with that minimum force approach, huh?
Why does it keep freezing? It's kind of funny. It's like there's supposed to be a laugh track there or something.
Be careful. The NSF has set up patchwork security systems here.
Got him. Okay, now it's a bit much. Yeah, for real?
The NSF put a commercial-grade security bot in this area. You can either avoid its patrol route, or, if you're feeling lucky, try and take it out with the EMP grenades or explosives. I wouldn't recommend taking it on with small arms.
Saying to have small arms? Oh my god. It's near the this means we're near that lobby though. That we want to be near. The little fucker. Did that work? Yeah, in a 2001 economy. There we go. Now it's really kaput. Freak bot. Oh, the lag. Why is it doing this? Holy hell. Why? Maybe we go play Yakuza or something. Yeah. A noise. Oh yes. We're so close to Gunther. I can smell him. Here, let me close some things down, maybe in the background. Maybe this help? Maybe? Maybe.
I think Gunther is being held behind this laser-triggered alarm. If you don't want to set off the alarm, you can either hack the computer,
Alright, how about we play some Yakuza? How about we save and we put Gunther. Gunther's so funny.
Uh-oh. That's him. He's a
Uh-oh. All right, we're switching gears. We're switching gears. I don't know. Tim Scooper's on there. I don't know why. Because we're gonna play some Yakuza 0. Because I feel like it. This is, of course, the main character of Yakuza 0. This is Kiryu. Don't mind him looking exactly like Tim Scooper. It's not, I swear. Yeah, we're gonna see how my princesses are doing. My girlies. Okay, I've never streamed this game before, and wow, it's very full screen. Very much so. Window capture, thank you. Borderless gaming, activate, thank you. Oh, if only it would load. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it would be at the bottom of the list. That makes sense, yeah. Arise. 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 Yeah. Yakuza. Arise. I need to be able to see my levels. Oh yeah, I figured out possibly a way to not constantly lose at cat fights. Oh, I need to change the game. Okay, cat fight night, cat night fight night exclusive booby time. No, inflate 80s inflation edition. Get that keyword inflation in there when really it's just economic inflation. Yeah, Yakuza's really fun. And yes, I know it's just black right now. Alright. Alright. There we go. Oh, it's Mr. Horny. What's taking her? Come on, come on. You, what are you doing here? I gotta turn this up. Okay. Hey, buddy, what's it look like I'm doing? I'm waiting for my date. I met her through a telephone club. Oh, really? Nice. She's late, though. It's already been half an hour. What's taking her? Anyway, are you getting any lately? That's not what I'm here for. Not everyone's like you. You kidding? Then what are you doing in 꽌ᴜⴜ the land of sexy ladies?
Nani?
Is it? Duh. Let's see. For example, there's a girl who calls the telephone club who's got this really sexy vibe. What I'd give for a date with a girl like her. Maybe I'll look for her if I feel like it. What wouldn't I give to get my hands on a video of a girl like her? Question mark? I'd keep it under lock and key and treasure it forever and ever and ever. Okay. Alright, man. Go off, King. Yeah. I have to go down here. I'll talk to the man. I was gonna turn it up more. Is there a way for me to do this, forsooth? Forsooth there's not. Forsooth we leave. GTA 4 ass run. Yeah. Let's see. What was it? What was I gonna... Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Almost 75% completion. Come on in. Welcome to Japan Catfight Club, sir. Please enjoy the show. Yeah, flashing light warning, I guess. Alright, let's look at the fighters. Maria. What's up with Maria? Just won a judo tournament. We're gonna leave. We're gonna come back. Don't worry, no money changed hands. Okay, we're gonna go back in. I think it's snowing. I thought you said I think it's working. I'm like, it hasn't, we haven't started yet. It's snowing. Okay, let's see. Hard time, got brand new tires for her car, got invited to appear on a late night show. She has a term paper due. I'm looking at the status at the bottom. No, it's not happened. No, we gotta wait for everyone to be having a bad day but Maria, who has to be polishing her gun. It's snowing? Make it fucking stop. Welcome to Japan Catfight Club.
I'm not allowed to watch this game. It's far too erotic. By the way, Tim is short for Themos.
Tim is short for Themos? I thought it was short for Timothy. Dimas? No, it's Thomas with an I. Themis. mind showing my Steam shit? I'll do that. We're going to game capture. Not allowed. It's not allowed. Not allowed. Tomas with an oi. No overlay. No overlay. No game. No game! What's up, Dr. Butt Doctor? Yes, capture specific window. Why is Tim here? I really have to poop. Good luck. I'm wishing you luck. I'm trying to make Yakuza work with me here. But it won't appear. It hates me. I guess I'll just try it again. Maybe. All right. See how the girls are doing. Bought her own album. Ninja documentary was on TV. Shocked students saw her drink raw eggs. So Yuri broke personal speed record. Yeah. Spent all day looking for a lost kid's mom. Yeah, we're just getting bad luck with the girls that want to win, i.e. just Maria. And we're not getting a lot of luck with the bad luck with the girls that we want to lose, which is everyone else. You're perfectly allowed to take huge shits watching this stream. It's allowed. Kiro is. Yuri, Ashikun gave her a ride to work today. Ray just got back from her theme park job. Sayuri, normal stress from the doctors today. Maria got a flat tire on her bicycle. We're out. Yeah, if you're wondering what the total profit is, it's total profit all time I've ever gotten from the cat fight minigame. If that makes sense. Just like net profit overall from this minigame. Momoko drew the best possible fortune. Francisca doing serious stretching and weights. Sayuri, a patient groped her ass. She kicked his. Maria had to write 5 reports after losing her gun. We're leaving. There's just no way. I'm thinking about putting the game in Game Shark and speeding it up. It's almost that bad. But not quite. Ray sprained her wrist doing a ninja show. ᴍɪ괜 stopped giving her free rides. Jennifer confiscated an adult magazine in class. Maria, no arrests in ⴁ👁 today. ☉ kicked a doctor's ass and got a salary cut. Momoko drew the best possible fortune. Damn, this sucks, but I gotta stick to my principles. And my principles are the guide that I read on Steam. That I tried out, and I was like, you know what? This works. I think. So, you know, we're gonna try it out. Maybe we can watch Murder by Ass. Which I have witness here. It is terrifying. Yuko got outpaced by a rookie from our agency. Ray, calm and composed. Momoko came straight from the airport. Yuri, planning to party hard all night. So Yuri, a patient, groped her ass, she kicked his. Jennifer has no memories from drinking last night. Francisca, doing serious stretches and weights. Maria, no arrest at ⴁ👁. Principles. See what I said earlier. Anytime now. Anytime now. Why play if you're going to lose? Play when you are going to win. Only play when you are going to win. When you are dead certain. Nope. She just keeps having bad day after bad day. Or neutral day after neutral day. We're looking for very specific conditions to be perfectly ripe. Trust me. We're gonna want that. Make her own theme song. Stop treating her to meals. No arrest at ⴁ👁 today. It's just bad luck. It's like betting without actually betting. You know, it's looking at what you're betting on and going, no, I'm not betting on this. Okay, Momoko slipped and fell at the disco. Sayuri took in a stray kitten. Francisca, her right thigh feels weird. Maria, I had that the other day, actually. Got her hands on great study materials. Why does these girls keep having good days? I need them to be sabotaged. I need their days to be sabotaged. Go break into their house, make their rooms humid, make their rooms too warm, leave the refrigerator door open. Okay? I want the car windows down when it's raining. Okay? Windows open. Okay. Everyone's having good moods. Not good, not good. It's still not quite there. The conditions aren't quite yet right. Maybe if we leave and spin around a couple of times, so that the T value of the entire game gets pushed forward. The time delta from us leaving this area to us wiggling around in a circle out here directly is inverted, is inverse proportion to the amount of possible universes created every time we go in here to watch all these naked women fight each other. Mathematics truly is beautiful. Computer science truly is beautiful. Cleaning our gun? Okay, cool. Humming our own theme song. Students' graves has improved. Family heirloom ninja scroll was a fake. Yuko just finished a voice training session. Momoko came straight from the airport. Yuri, she has a term paper due. Sayuri just back from an intense aerobic session. Okay, you know what? Let's go for it. Alright. Let's bet all of our money, not all of our money, but all the money we can bet on Maria.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
And we're gonna go for using her most weak skill.
Okay, let's go.
Yep, just leave it right here. We're the one on the left. We're the one in blue. Got this one. It's rock, paper, scissors, right? And for some reason, there seems to be a bit of cheese one can do with the with rock. It's Maria. Oh, I'm gonna cramp from that later. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh! Spreader! The pussy spreader! Oh, she got us on that one. That's okay. That's okay. Oh. Yank her skin off. Yeah, get it. Look at that. Look at that. I can move the camera around. Oh shit. Oh shit. We're doing damage every time. Oh, I almost switched to the wrong thing. The unnecessary jiggle physics. Ooh. She may have not survived.
Win.
Alright, Jennifer's gonna be a tough matchup. Let's collect our winnings here. Jiggle physics is vital. Special event. Predict all match outcomes and win 1 billion yen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna pay 10 million yen. Yeah, auto select. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for a cat fight?
Yeah, you like the jiggle physics, chat.
Let's go. Ready? Fight!
Oh my god. Wait, I'm fighting as this one? I want to see the elbows jiggle. I don't think it goes far enough. Full face jiggle. True. Dude, they need to make like a jiggly game where everything's all jiggly. Or maybe just like some people. You can be like a jiggly person. I didn't think I'd be playing. Like when I did this 10 million yen bet. What? Oh! Oh no! Jello wrestling, but it's Jello wrestling. Yeah. Oh shit. Distractor, look at the chat. Meow. Meow. Juggalo wrestling. Okay. Okay. How could she slap? Ah, fuck you. I hope she loses so we can go home. Ah, fuck you. Jesus. Oh, she died. Oh, she actually died. Now they're doing a funeral. Yeah, if you're not able to see the screen right now, they're actually doing a funeral. She got owned so hard. Well, Moko came straight from the airport. So Yuri had a slow day at work today. Francisca feels like she's ready for anything. Yuri developed a new okonomiyaki recipe. Yuriko got outpaced by a rookie. Maria won a judo tournament. We're out. We're out. Wait, what? I thought we lost money. Whatever. Who cares? It's Stephanie money. We go out, we do a real estate spin, and talk to the man again. You go outside, you do the real estate spin, and you talk to the man again. We got a happy Hummer. Momoko slipped and fell at the disco. Let's go check up on the real estate. Actually, I don't know if there's any... Is there any reason to? I think I have everything. No, there's one more property I need to acquire. I see it. It's over in the Media King area. Yeah, but like, where am I at, though? No, wait, that's just like the empty lot. It's some here in the Media King area, though. Over, you know. Exciting beat, best hit all night. Cool. Excuse me, I'd like to invest in your business. Oh yeah, the park. It said I had a mission over here. I'll do 괶ɪᴇ. Beginner 괶ɪᴇ. All my money. Alright, y'all, it's time for 괶ɪᴇ. Does everybody know how to play 괶ɪᴇ? 'Cause I don't. Just match stuff, I guess. Yeah, Caravan. I ended up getting pretty okay at Caravan by the end of that. Cherry blossom viewing. What? What? I'm scared. Guys, this music's really intense. I simply refuse. That's fair. Junk. I won. I won. Okay. Month 2. Yo, I got some dank cards, I think. I simply refuse. That is very fair. Doctor, but doctor. Very, very fair. Count sake cup as junk? Yeah. Two junk? Koi. Junk. Three junk. I win. I love these card designs though. They're so pretty. Poetry ribbons, no. Bear, deer, butterfly, variety. He got me. He got me. He got me. One day I'll come out ahead in Koi. One day. Don't they have like some dice over here or something? Yeah. Let's play craps. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed the game. Are you ready? Here we go. Push your bets. That's in. 4-4.
さあさあ、次はどうする？よろしゅうござんすか。さあ、入りますよ。長藩、駒揃いました。余一の藩。やった。さあさあ、次はどうする？よろしゅうござんすか。さあ、入りますよ。長藩、駒揃いました。一二の藩。
Odds, baby, odds. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that said. Yeah, keep it going, keep it going. We're playing against a guy named Dog Breath right now. Hey, yo, it's more odds, bro. We got money coming in, bro. What the fuck? Bet odds, bro. It's gonna be odds, bro. Guess what? It's fucking it's even fuck.
次はどうよろしゅうござんすか。さあ、入りますよっと。長藩、駒揃いました。サブロクの藩。さあさあ、次はどうよろしゅうござんすか。
God, gambling is so good. Doesn't help anyone. It's awesome. It's entertaining. It helps in that way.
さあ、入りますよっと。長藩、駒揃いました。二六の長。さあさあ、次はどうよろしゅうござんすか。さあ、入りますよっと。長藩、駒揃いました。一二の藩。
Playing the house. To play the house, you first guess odd/even or the number that will show. If you win, your winnings become your bet against the house. When playing against the house, you guess odd or even, and for each win, you double the points you bet. You can play up to 5 rolls.
さあさあ、次はどうする？よろしゅうござんすか。さあ、入りますよ。
1 and 2.
長藩、駒揃いました。
Damn, I fucked up. It's got dang 12.
次はどうする？
Q is over with, and so am I. I'm very tired. So I'm gonna start winding down for bed. Thank you all for viewing. 𝜱ⴏ Simply put, 𝜱ⴏ. Hey, look, there's a little doggy. Look at him go. Look at the little guy. Sorry, dude. Look at the guy. Okay. Let me save while I'm still on stream, so I don't fucking forget. Oh no, it's a goddamn cutscene. What? I'm supposed to meet that odd telephone club caller in front of the fountain in the park here, but come to think of it, neither of us told each other what we look like or what to look for. How are we supposed to meet up? Huh, that voice, could it be? Hey, you. Oh, God. The dulcet, velvety tones of that voice. You must be the guy from the phone. Phone? What phone are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. Where's the money? You brought it, right? Money? That's right, money. Come on, hand it over, or else your beloved little guy. My beloved little guy? Wait, I talked to a woman with a husky voice at the telephone club about my little guy. You must be a friend of hers. Huh? Telephone club? I don't know what you're talking about, but that was me on the phone. What? You don't sound like her. She had a husky and sexy voice. Are you nuts? Why would I phone in a ransom demand with my real voice? I used a voice modulator. Ransom? Voice modulator? Then what about the deal to get my little guy off for 50 yen? What are you talking about? Don't you want your son back? Now fork over the 50 million I told you to bring. What the fuck? Help, I want to go home. What the fuck? Holy crap, the telephone caller was for a kidnapper. You better not... You're not getting a single yen out of me. What? But then why'd you come? Because, to protect what's important to me. Shit! You were never gonna pay the ransom from the start, were you? You asshole, you know too much now. I can't let you walk out of here. Oh, hell no. Okay, one battle. That shifty-eyed man. Well, that was easy. Shit, I should have never nabbed a kid with a dad so goddamn tough. Listen up, that boy isn't my son. You were calling into a telephone club the whole time. A telephone club? Oh god, that can't be. I dialed the number the kid told me. Well, actually, I could see a neon sign through the window of the room it was locked in. I didn't want mommy or daddy to worry, so I just told you the telephone number that was on the sign. Then you're... Yeah, just a telephone club customer. No wonder my ransom demands were getting nowhere. My business went bust, I lost my house, and my wife left with the kids. Now I get conned by the kid I abducted, savaged by a telephone club customer, and have no money to show for it. Where'd my life go so wrong? It's not too late to turn things around. Huh? After you've had some time to think about your crimes and when you're set free, I'll take you to telephone club. Ha! That's great. Something to look forward to if they're still around when I'm out. Thanks, buddy. You know, I'm glad I got to talk to you on the phone. It was an enjoyable conversation. What is this music? It's a brand new day. Here, hold on to this, would you? It won't help me where I'm going. You got a super spicy knife. Freak, dude. Thanks. I guess I had fun too. What the fuck is this? Well, sounds like the cops finally got word of this ruckus. I'll go quietly, don't worry. Talk to you later, telephone buddy. Thank you for rescuing me, mister. Sure, are you alright? Yep, that kidnapper man was really nice. Was he... Hey, mister? What's a telephone club? Well... It's like a playground for grown-ups where you can meet new people. Oh, that sounds fun. I want to go to a telephone club. Like I said, it's for grown-ups. Hey, Lamau. Please let me save. Okay. Thank you for watching, chat. Once again, I would raid someone, but I'm freaking exhausted. So I'm gonna go to bed. I will catch you later. A good night. Good night, chat. Good night. Night, good night. Good